Number 125 of the House of Commons Standing Committee on Indigenous and Northern Affairs. As always, I want to start by recognizing that we are meeting on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people, and to express gratitude that we're able to do the important work of this committee on lands they've stewarded since time immemorial. Pursuant to the order of reference of Wednesday, June 19th, 2024, the committee is commencing clause-by-clause consideration of Bill S-16, an act respecting the recognition of the Haida Nation and the Council of the Haida Nation. We do have officials in attendance today to answer questions from committee members, if there are any. We have in person Mr. Paul Dick, the Federal Negotiations Manager, and I understand joining by video conference very early in the morning, as they're joining from British Columbia. We have Angela Bates, Director General, Julia Marcoux, Acting Senior Director, Negotiations West, and Bruce Hamilton, General Counsel, Department of Justice. So I want to thank all of our witnesses for being here in person and virtually, especially with the early hours. So I would like to provide members of the committee with a few comments on how the committee will proceed with the clause-by-clause consideration of Bill S-16. As the name indicates, this is an examination of all the clauses in the order in which they appear in the bill. I will call each clause successively, and each clause is subject to debate and a vote. Although no amendments were submitted in advance to the clerk, members may propose amendments and sub-amendments from the floor to the clause in question, provided that they are submitted in writing. If a member wishes to move an amendment or a sub-amendment, I will recognize the member willing to move it, who may explain it. There is no need for a seconder to move an amendment, and once moved, you will need unanimous consent to withdraw it. In addition to having to be properly drafted in a legal sense, amendments must also be procedurally admissible, and the chair may be called upon to rule amendments inadmissible if they go against the principle of the bill or beyond the scope of the bill, both of which were adopted by the House when it was agreed to the bill at second reading, or if they offend the financial prerogative of the Crown. During debate on an amendment, members are permitted to move sub-amendments. Approval from the mover of the amendment is not required. Only one sub-amendment may be considered at a time, and that sub-amendment cannot be amended. Once a sub-amendment is moved to an amendment, it is voted on first. Then another sub-amendment may be moved, or the committee may consider the main amendment and vote on it. Once every clause has been voted upon, the committee will vote on the title and the bill itself. The committee will have to order the chair to report the bill to the House, and that report contains only the text of any adopted amendments as well as the indication of any deleted clauses. And finally, if members have any questions regarding the procedural admissibility of amendments, the legislative clerks to my right are here to assist the committee. However, they are not legal drafters. Should members require assistance with drafting an amendment or a sub-amendment, they must contact the Legislative Council. So I do want to thank members for their attention, and I wish everyone a productive clause-by-clause consideration of Bill S-16. So with that, unless there's any questions, why don't we get right into it?
I have questions of officials,
Do you want to ask those questions right now, or once we're going through the particular clauses?
I don't know, we might be able to get the questions done with quickly and then fly through the clauses, if that helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Perfect. I don't know who to address this to, so whoever wants to respond, maybe the folks from BC it's early hour. Okay, I just want to ask a few questions that were answered by the President a few meetings ago to basically reinforce what he was saying or potentially get a different response. How long has this bill been in the works for? The negotiations, like they've been doing this work for decades. So how long has the legislation been in process? You don't have to give me exact to the minute, but just a rough. I don't think your mic's on, is it?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the question. So the agreement that this bill is based on was signed by the parties in July of 2023, and so the work to develop the bill followed after the signing. And so we had a a series of engagement discussions with HIDA at that time. So the work was proceeding between July up until introduction in February of this year.
Okay. Did anything it might be a political answer, but was there anything that occurred that that initiated the start of these conversations in July of 2023, or was it just kind of the natural progression given the fact that this is something the Council of the Haida Nation has been doing for so long?
So the requirement to develop this legislation came out of the Nankulas Recognition Agreement that was signed in June. So within these negotiations, that agreement was identified by the Haida Nation as their first priority prior to entering into broader reconciliation agreements through this process. And so the bill itself was based on that initial priority that we reached with them in July.
And just to confirm, the bill does not, the bill only involves citizens of the Haida Nation, Haida Gwaii Nation. It does not infringe on any property held by non-Indigenous peoples, anything like that. It is just more of a governance bill, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Everyone else good? Okay.
Okay, great. Well then, with that, pursuant to Standing Order 75, subsection 1,
Infringe on the white people's rights, right?
consideration of Clause 1, short title, and the preamble are postponed. So the chair calls Clause 2, and I'm just going to ask if there is unanimous consent that we group Clause 2 through to the Clause 10 together to vote on. Okay, it looks like there's unanimous consent. So shall Clause 2 through 10 carry? Carried. Shall the short title carry? Agreed. Shall the preamble carry? Agreed. Shall the title carry? Okay. Shall the bill carry? Agreed. Okay. And shall the chair report the bill to the House? Okay. Well, that was very quick. So with that, I will look to see if we can present the bill in the House later today at 10 a.m. So hopefully we can make the request to the Journals branch. And just a notice to members that we will be gathering again on Monday. We will have Ministers of Crown Indigenous Relation, Northern Affairs, and Indigenous Services. I know there was a standing item for members to have a compilation of the briefings and the amendments that were submitted by our witnesses. I was just wondering if we might be able to have an update on when that might be circulated. Okay. So we can expect to have a compilation of all the evidence and the amendments that came up as part of the consideration of Bill C-61, so members can look forward to that. We have the deadline for submitting amendments in advance, which will be on Tuesday, and I believe it's at noon. So just wanted to remind members of that. And then on Thursday, we will begin clause-by-clause consideration of Bill C-61. So I just wanted to give that short reminder, but that concludes the business we have today. So is it the will of the committee to adjourn? Meeting adjourned.